I'm Nathan Chandler, here with Bobby Barrack on behalf of Fish Delta and Mustad Hooks. Little tips and tricks segment. Bobby, we got to use the Ultra Point Mustad hooks today. We love them. We guide with them. We throw them regularly. That last fish that I just caught, we talk about breaking it down, but throwing on bedfish, hooking a beaver. The grip pin edge hook is one of our favorites. I'm gonna slide that down. This little keeper that they have, and it's on their whole line of hooks. This keeper holds those super soft, supple baits that we all like to throw. Today, I had it rigged with a brush hog and a beaver. That last fish was on was a beaver. Bobby, what were you throwing today?
On the drop shot rig, I like to use a 1/0 or 2/0. And that's the beauty of the grip pin edge. You know, they go all the way up to 5/0. And we'll throw them with our Senkos weightless, the 5-inch Senko with the 5/0 or a 4/0. But on my drop shot, like I was doing behind you today, I go with a 1/0 and a 2/0.
Okay.
And especially with these soft 6-inch worms that we like to use on the drop shot, that grip pin edge just holds that worm intact. When you get a short striker, you get one that runs off with it and you know she doesn't have it, and you get it back, you know that your worm is intact and you can leave it in the strike zone.
To expand on that just a little bit, the reason you chose the grip pin edge and you turned me onto it is on that 1/0 and 2/0 drop shotting around heavy cover, that shank lays really close. It's a low profile hook and a light wire hook, meaning we can throw this on light line and get quick penetration into that fish with very little effort, basically with a reel set. She's gonna eat it. Yep. She ate it once. She flared it and had it. Oh, cool.
That's awesome. That is cool.
Yes, sir. Grip pin edge hook, 4-pound line, a light Falcon, ultra light rod. It just does not get any better than this. Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Now you throw your drop shot for guys that are looking, okay, I'm gonna get a 1/0, 2/0, robo worms, whatever type of 6-inch worms they wanna throw, trick worms. What do you pair that up with when you're drop shotting? Use a bait caster, which is not normal throughout the country, but use a bait caster pitching around. What rod and line do you pair that up with that 1 and 2/0 hook?
When I'm pitching around spawning areas and I'm fishing shallow and I'm fishing from 1 to about 6 foot deep, we're moving along pretty good. I'll use 12 or 15 pound fluorocarbon line. This right here is it's a Falcon Buku rod. It's just a 7-foot medium heavy. I can pitch, keep it low, short pitches, accurate pitches. Love this rod. It's not overwhelming, it's not overpowering. If I get a big girl on, this rod is not gonna overpower and pull too hard against her. It's got a soft parabolic bend to it, works out great. 6:2-to-1 gear ratio reels, that's fine also. The other rig,
We're still talking drop shot.
Yeah.
So the other rig that we were throwing today.
I've got the double wide KVD drop shot hook. It's red. We're all crazy about red hooks, you know. So, but when I'm using real small pieces of plastic and I want a nose hook, that small piece of plastic, and with the extra wide gap in that hook.
Well, you're able to land those bigger fish. I mean, flat out, you get those without that double wide. You're gonna have a tendency to lose that fish that pulls real hard, especially in the vegetation that we're throwing around.
Right, and it's just perfect. I mean, that is a little 2-inch piece of plastic, which is very appealing to spawning fish. They're not really feeding, but they can be agitated. Not with big stuff, but with really tiny, small stuff. So in that type of a situation, that's the way to go. And if you happen to get that 4, 5, 6-pound fish on, that hook can handle it.
Nice. So guys that are looking at these 2 hooks that we just talked about, can you help them out with the size they need to have, the size hook they need to have for the different baits out there? And I'll start with, you're using a little fish fry. What size hook was that?
That is a 1/0.
And you'll use a 1/0 in that KVD double wide, a 1/0 with what type of baits?
With the Bass Tricks, I love the Bass Trick. That's a Bass Trick. It's a Flash Tricks actually.
Right.
2-inch bait. John Kerr in Southern California is the one that told me about that. Fantastic. Those guys are very cerebral fishermen. They understand what they're doing. And he turned me on to that about 8-9 years ago, and it's just been a phenomenal bait. Any of those small French fry little bitty baits, that KVD drop shot hook is perfect for that. And again, it's only if you're going to nose hook the bait, and there can't be any vegetation around, not a lot of obstructions, pretty clear, clean areas. And then when you get into the, around pilings, around docks, around reeds, around vegetation, then that's when I'll go with the grip pin edge in the 1/0, in the 2/0 for worms up to 6 inches long.
Okay.
And then if I go over, if I start drop shotting with the 7-inch or the 8-inch, pre-spawn, and then again midsummer into the fall, then I'll go with the 3 or the 4/0 grip pin edge hook.
So the grip pin edge hook, I was using it with a beaver today, and we talked about using it with like a brush hog or a creature bait or a lizard.
Right.
What size hook do guides need for those style baits?
A 4 to 6 inch bait, if you're going to Texas rig it and put a bullet sinker on the front, then I would go with the 3 and the 4/0 hooks. Okay. If I'm going to throw a fluke, it's a great hook for a fluke. A lot of guys like to use that standard Zoom fluke, super fluke, throw, tuk, 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 work it real fast. Use the 5/0 grip pin edge, and that's a great hook for that. I've got my clients doing that when we're fishing for stripers or when we're pitching flukes underneath docks, skipping flukes under docks. That 5/0 is perfect. And again, I like that because of the O'Shaughnessy style, shorter bite in the hook as opposed to the round bend.
Man, that's good info.
Yeah.
On behalf of Fish Delta, I hope that really helps you guys put some big fish in the boat.